Hello and welcome to Upstack America's Oracle EBS Financials Functional Training. I'm your instructor Bob, and today we are going to discuss the top financials ERPs in the market today. Now, what is an ERP? An ERP is basically an enterprise resource planning tool. It's basically an enterprise resource planning tool, or you can call it an integrated information system that serves all departments within an enterprise. It's an integrated system, it's an integrated information system that serves all departments within an enterprise. An ERP, you can also call it an information system that incorporates enterprise-wide internal and external information systems into a single unified solution. Also, you can call an ERP as systems that typically carry out financial and business planning functions which previously might have been carried out by many smaller standalone applications out there. Okay, it's basically a glue that binds the different computer systems for a large organization. All right, and in this program, we're going to talk about how Oracle EBS as an ERP is able to bind together the different computer systems for an enterprise. We'll cover that as part of our program. Now, there are 3 tiers of ERPs out there that a client can buy based on the need of the client. Okay? Now, these ERPs, they are not, of course, priced the same way. Okay? These ERPs, they have their merits and demerits. Okay? There are advantages of having one ERP over another. Okay? Same thing with disadvantages, and we're going to talk about why a client will pick one tier instead of another. Okay, now in tier 1 of Oracle EBS in tier 1 of ERPs, the first one that we'll talk about is the Oracle EBS and Oracle Fusion Cloud. Now these Oracle systems, they are pretty much owned by Oracle, okay, but they are 2 separate systems. All right, and we train in our programs, we train on these 2 systems. We train you on Oracle EBS, and also there's another training that is there for Oracle Fusion Cloud. Okay, another tier 1 system is SAP. SAP means Systems Applications Products, and it's owned by a company based in Germany. Okay? Now, these systems, Oracle EBS and Fusion and SAP, these are the top 2 widely used ERPs in the world as of today. Okay? They control the largest market share of ERPs. Okay, so Oracle, which includes Oracle EBS and Oracle Fusion, and SAP, those 2 are tier 1 ERPs. They are more expensive and they are more likely to be used by those big multinational firms. Now, a level down that, we have tier 2 ERPs, and some of them are, an example, Sage ERP X3. There's another one called Epicor. There's another one called Infor. There's Microsoft Dynamics, and there's Oracle NetSuite. This system used to be called NetSuite before, but it was bought by Oracle, so nowadays it's called Oracle NetSuite. Okay, these are very, very good systems, and these systems you'll mostly find them in companies which are not very big in nature. These are for like mid-level companies. Okay. They are not as expensive as Oracle or SAP, Oracle EBS and Fusion or SAP. Okay, but they are mostly used by companies that are not very, very big, like mid-level companies. Okay, a level down that we have tier 3, and this is mostly for small businesses. Okay, so tier 3 systems, those are systems used mostly by small businesses. And some of them are, the most popular ones out there are QuickBooks and Sage 50, which was formerly called Peachtree. So in tier 3, we have QuickBooks and we have Sage 50, formerly Peachtree. Okay? Now, there's tons and tons of ERPs out there. Okay, whatever I'm covering today are basically the most popular ERPs that I want you to learn in this part of this program. Okay, so there's other ERPs out there that a company can choose. It's not just these. Okay, there's so many of them, especially with tier 2 and tier 3 ERPs. Tier 1, it's mostly Oracle and SAP. Those are the two major systems out there as far as ERP financials are concerned. Okay. Now remember, when you talk about financials, there are different areas of an ERP where an ERP would give solutions to a client. Okay. It can be anything to do with procurement. It can be anything to do with financials. It can be anything to do with manufacturing. It can be anything to do with supply chain. Okay. This program will train you to be an Oracle Financials functional consultant. Okay, and in financials, we train you to mostly work on the core financials module, which are general ledger, payables, receivables, cash management, fixed assets. Okay, those are the modules that help clients to do financial reporting. Okay, and this is what we are covering here today. Okay, I'm just giving some most popular ERPs out there as far as financials is concerned, not on supply chain, not on manufacturing, not on payroll, HR. Okay, this is purely on financials only. Okay, so like I said, in tier 1, we have Oracle, which contains Oracle EBS, which we train you on, and also Oracle Fusion Cloud, which also we train you on, and then there is also the SAP system. Okay, now Oracle is very, very popular in the North America region. Okay, when you talk of US, Canada, Mexico, Oracle is very, very popular. Okay, it's still very, very popular in other places in the world, but as far as the North America, Oracle is big. Okay, now SAP is mostly, it's very popular when it comes to European countries. Okay, so but still there is a lot of clients who uses the SAP system in all the other parts of the world. So any big organizations out there, they'll either be using Oracle or SAP. Most likely, they'll be using either Oracle or SAP regardless of where they are, whether it's in America, whether it's in Europe, whether it's in Africa, whether it's in Asia. Most likely, those big firms will be using either Oracle or SAP system. Okay? Now, like I said, there's tons of other ERPs out there, especially when it comes to tier 1 and tier 2 and tier 3. Okay, but we are not covering those ones today. Just for your information, we just want to give you information about these ones that we have here on the screen, not everything that is out there. Okay, if you want to learn more about all the other ERPs out there in the industry, you can definitely Google and you should be able to get all that information on your own. Now, before I complete this class, I would like to talk about 2 factors that clients consider when they are buying an ERP. So one of the factors that a client would have to consider would be the total cost of ownership. Let's say, for example, a client would want to know when they implement an Oracle EBS Financials functional, when they implement an Oracle Financials ERP, how much would it cost them to do the implementation? Okay, how much do they have to pay as far as the license is concerned to have that kind of system? Also, they will have to think about how much it will cost for them to implement the system. Also, they will have to consider how much it will take for them to support the system. They will need consultants to be supporting that system on a day-to-day basis, even after they implement the system. Because what happens is when a system is implemented, it can't really work perfectly every time. There will be times where the end users will have issues with the system and they need someone to give solution to the system or support them. So cost of that support will have to be factored in by the client when they're trying to look for an ERP to implement. Okay. They also have to look at how much does it cost as far as hiring consultants. You know, they will have to know like how much it would cost to hire an Oracle consultant like you to go and support the system. So the total cost of ownership, which includes the implementation and the support, okay, will have to be, the client will have to factor in all that total cost before they decide which ERP to go with. Okay. Now, for example, if it's a very small organization, I don't think they will go with Oracle or SAP because those are very expensive systems in both implementation and support. Okay. So if it's a small company, probably that company will go with QuickBooks system because that's a system that is very efficient for a small enterprise. Okay. And then now, as the business grows, then it can move into other more complicated or more sophisticated ERPs. Now, the other factor is the business size or need that clients need to consider when they are buying an ERP. And like I said, mostly, if, for example, if you're talking of tier 1, which are the most expensive ERPs out there, you as a company will have to know what's your need, what's your business size. Okay, look at an ERP tier as the way you look at, let's say, for example, owning a big mansion. Okay, like a castle. Okay, if you own a big mansion like a castle, you'll have a lot of square footage in your house. Okay, you'll be able to walk around, maneuver, do anything. You can be able to store a lot of furniture maybe in the house. I mean, you can be able to put a lot of furniture in your house because it's a big house. Okay, and you can do a lot of things if you have a big mansion or a castle. Okay, now on the other hand, if you have if you live like in a little apartment, then it means you don't even have enough space to maneuver around. Okay, you don't have enough space to maybe store your furniture or keep your furniture. Okay, so you should look at ERP in that way. Okay, if you buy a small ERP and you're a big company, let's say for example, like if you're a family and you get a 1-bedroom apartment and you're a family of like 10 people, you can't fit in that 1-bedroom apartment. You need a big house. Same thing, if you're a big business, you will probably not be able to use QuickBooks because QuickBooks is for a very small company. Okay, you won't be able to get the solution that you desire if you go ahead and use QuickBooks if you're a big multinational firm. Okay, so based on the need on the client's business size, then they will decide which ERP that they are going to use in order for them to be able to get a solution that they are in need of. Okay, so those are the two factors that clients need to consider when they are buying an ERP. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in my next classes.